Time it is. I am your host, Charles Becco, and I want to thank everybody for being here today. Man, claptacular today. Man, what happened in the stock market? It's kind of crazy, kind of wild out there, but have no fear. Your friend from Brooklyn is here, backed up by Sabrina, Charlene, and Megan. Not to be confused with Megan Thee Stallion. No music. No music. No music. All right, man. Clap, clap, clap. Claptacular. Before we get to the claps, Sabrina, introduce yourself to the crowd. Oh, shoot. What happened, Sabrina? She clapped herself.
No, that was my bad. I tried to put the green beam in, and then they moved her to the audience.
Oh, man. Sabrina, you got clapped by your own man. Your own man clapped you.
Purpose. I would never do that.
You got clapped by your own man. Sorry.
I know, right? Like my homegirl sending me to the land of nowhere.
Sabrina, blame the nails, because I'm not used to this crap.
Okay. All right, guys. Good evening, you guys. Welcome everyone to the room. My name is Sabrina.
Oh, man.
I do work for an investment bank, so right off the bat, I'm going to say anything that I say here in this room is not financial advice. It is strictly my opinion. I am not a financial advisor, but Megan is. Whatever I talk about in this room is just strictly my opinion only. Back to who I am. I work for Merrill Lynch. I've been working in the investment banking industry for 10 plus years. I buy, sell, trade, own crypto, equities, and I buy and sell real estate in New York, soon to be Florida, since I've just moved here recently. I'm in this room with you guys every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you don't follow me on Insta, you probably should. In my stories, every day I post my pics. I post tidbits about what you should do with your trading strategies, thinking about your future, all kinds of good little tidbits to my stories. I'll leave the room introduction to you, Charlene, because you that's your thing. All right, guys, welcome to the room, the lightning round. Over to you, Charlene.
Hi, guys. Sorry. Welcome. I am Charlene. I am a true believer. I am a wife, a mother, a restaurateur, and I am definitely still a newbie trader. I am still new to this. I think we all are to a certain extent, because we're constantly learning something new. Welcome to the Big City DJs Club. If you haven't already, please click on the green house and become a member. This is the lightning round. This is where you give us your tickers. We pull up the charts live on YouTube, and you decide whether you want to buy, sell, or hold. I do want to remind everyone that nothing said on this platform, here on Clubhouse or on YouTube, is to be considered financial advice. It is your duty to do your own due diligence. Thank you for joining us again. Don't forget to follow your mods. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment on YouTube. You are free to send your tickers over to one of the mods on the back end, and we'll get it over to Charles for you. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. Over to you, Charles.
Oh, we got Megan. On to you, Megan.
Oh, Meg. Hey, sis. Hey, Meg. Go ahead, Meg.
Charlene's on a roll tonight.
Yeah, she's just cutting us out. With me. It is... Me and Clubhouse have not been friends lately. One of the many reasons why I haven't even been on unless I need to be on. Because I'm just not seeing everyone on stage, by the way, is not in order. It's been like that with me for a minute. I don't know what's going on. So, hey, Mo. Go ahead, Meg.
Hey, everybody. Oh, hey, Mo. I am Megan. Like Sabrina said, I am a financial planner, a certified financial planner. I'm also an enrolled agent, so I can represent my clients in front of the IRS. Like Sabrina said, nothing I say on here is advice, just a friend helping give some information. In addition to being a financial planner and a tax strategist,
currently own my own business and a trader with the Brooklyn Traders. So I am here to help break down tickers. If you want to send me those on the back channel or anybody else up on stage, that would be great. Mo, if you want to introduce yourself, otherwise, Charles, back to you.
Go ahead, Mo.
I keep having to do the intro. Yeah, Mo.
We should all just know.
We should all just know who you are.
Please raise your hand if you don't know who Mo is.
What's up, Mo?
I'm good. How's everybody doing? And it's nice to see familiar faces. It's nice to see Mr. Charles, Charlene, and Megan, Sabrina. Thank you for being here. Yeah, this is a lightning round, I guess, right? This is what we're doing. It's gonna be interesting. But I think, Charles, I'm gonna put the question to you straight. You know, because I know you love the charts. I know you look at the charts. You're all about trends, and you're all about how the setup works. So for my side, I've been trading and investing for over 21 years, or just 21 years, in specific. Professionally, 11. I have a fund that I manage for the past 11 years, and yeah, it's been an interesting ride for the past 20 months. But Charles, straightforward. Do you see a trend broken? Do you see we're in a bearish setup? And more importantly, you know, are we going to see lower lows, lower highs? Is that how this is going to run? And then definitely we go to the juggernaut in this whole thing, like the big boys, the Apples, the Microsoft. Where do you see that? Do you think they reel them in this profit-taking environment, selling losers, profit-taking, taking any news as it comes and taking advantage of that, or what are you seeing? What are you seeing from a technical charts point of view? I have to stick to my fundamentals because that's what I've been doing for a very, very long time, and I stick to that as my thesis of how we invest. But I'd like to get some technical analysis, I guess.
Okay, we could definitely get to it. Just give me a second here. I think somebody don't want y'all to get the sauce here. For some reason my menu's got all squirrely and stuff like that, and so you can see my screen is actually a little. There's some artifacts here on my screen. I guess they really don't want y'all to get the sauce today, but hey, you know what? The show will go on. Definitely want to thank everybody for being here, folks. I am going to answer your question, Mo, for sure. Folks, please hop on the YouTube. We are live on YouTube. I'm so glad for Clubhouse for being able to drop the links here. You can see the YouTube up here. We're talking about death drop. We're going to talk about what happened in the market. First of all, Mo, you know for sure that my master thesis, right, is that we're going to get clapped. You know that. We've talked about it. Okay, I've written an entire article about it, right? And it looks bad for an entire year with my thesis out there, but hey, it's all good, all right? So, Mo, I know where you're going. I'm right with you. Chike, welcome to the room. I also want to say to folks, I do want to make this a kind of a popcorn style room, a little bit different, because I understand folks are getting clapped out there, and it's good to talk about getting clapped. It's good to talk about what's happening with you. So I want to invite folks up to the stage. We're going to give everybody that's on the stage 1 minute. That's a hard minute, right? So we're not going to be up here preaching an entire sermon, and I know because I could preach a whole dang sermon, so I'm talking to me too. But literally, if you come to the stage, we're going to give you some time, 1 minute. Chike is a little bit different. He's a veteran of this community. We really appreciate him. Definitely want to get his thoughts on the market as well. But to just to kickstart it, right? What do I think about the market? Sure, I'll let you know. Give me a second. As you can see, my screen is going crazy right now. Okay, but we're gonna make it work. Okay, SPY, right? Let me just set SPY up here on all time frames, right? So here it is, right? So basically, team, right? Team, I've told you, we are in a short setup. If you were here on the lightning round, oh dang, right? So it looks like we just closed one gap that was here. We had a bunch of gaps that were below us, right? So you see all these green lines right here on the screen? All these green lines are gaps, okay? These are all gaps. These are all gaps. I chart every single time S&P 500 makes a gap. I chart that. Okay, so I'm not surprised by any of this. For me, the majority of these lines is finna get filled at some point. Will it be COVID 2.0, aka Omicron? I don't know, but hey, y'all gotta watch out. I'm letting y'all know right now. Okay, no caps. Okay, because I got witnesses. I got a whole Discord full of witnesses. My Apple is doing good. My Apple is doing great. I thank the Lord, and you know what? I put some stops. And as Apple kept climbing, them stops kept going higher, okay? I tried to do a little intraday swing on IWM. That got clapped up. I cut it. I'm out. Tried to do a little swing on some Boeing. That got clapped. I cut it. I'm out. You know what I mean? So before 11, 12 o'clock, I was pretty much flat in the market except for my Apples that I had stops on. I even took a little nap. I woke up. I see my stops had been hit. I got money in the bank. I'm good. I'm Gucci, and we sitting in cash right now. What's happening with the market, team? Again, we've been in a short setup since way back here, okay? And we have never left the short setup. Now, the Qs did get out of the short setup, but the SPY didn't, right? Since the 22nd was the first. So, like, a week and some change ago, we got in the short setup, and we never left. All we did was kept down, bear flag, and down. Okay, that's all that happened today. We had a 2% intraday swing today. Okay, but instead of looking at the VIX, here's the most disturbing part of the market. Look at the VIX. Look at the VIX. Blood clot.
My baby.
Blood clot. This is what the Jamaicans be saying. Blood clot. Look at
My baby.
Look at the VIX, man. Up at 32. This is the VIX. Is at damn near a yearly high. This is the second highest the VIX has gotten this entire year. It's crazy, okay? When you got the VIX so high, guess what? And team, we mentioned it before, and we're going to reiterate again and again. Volatility means, it don't mean, hey, let's just go and short the market. No, you're going to get your head taken off. What volatility means, it's swings, big swings this way, big swings that way. And let me tell y'all something, man. How many days has the VIX been acting up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's starting to get a little hairy right here. Because if you see these days, we're like, the VIX would like come down to like a mean area, but the VIX has just been elevated up here, right? So, anytime the VIX gets elevated, it's just kind of staying up there, and it makes me a little concerned. You see, you can definitely see that nice little arc there, right? This definitely looks like a breaking trend. So, I mean, does that mean we go up here? I don't really know, okay? I can't really tell everybody that, okay?
No.
Go ahead.
Let's know. I do want to come in, Charles, because
go.
Happening.
Okay. Oh, hold on. But before we move on, hold on. I want to get Dr. Ross, the boss. Dr. Ross, introduce yourself. Mo, I want you to answer I want you to tap in, and then Dr. Ross, it's on you. Go ahead, Mo. Oh, sorry. My bad. I meant go ahead, Dr. Ross. My bad.
What did you say, Charles?
No, I didn't. I called you Mo by accident. I meant you, Dr. Ross. Go ahead.
All right. I'm James Ross, everybody. I founded the Gains Investment Educational Community where we teach and train people how to trade and invest from a logical and profitable standpoint. And these are my guys up here, Charles, sidekicks, Charlene, and everybody on stage. Oh, even Sabrina, how you doing? Megan, Charlene, in fact, what's up, everybody?
Okay.
What's good, bro?
Nothing, wild day. I'll just touch on something very quick. A few weeks ago, I called an alert to buy the VIX when it was at like 1980 or 20. I was like, this is a little off. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and buy some shares because I felt weird. And what people don't understand, not all but some, that VIX is the great inverse of the SPY. So as the market is falling, the VIX is rising. As the market is rising, the VIX is falling. And when I say I've barely seen a change in my account based on my prime positions of holding shares of the VIX. Literally, I feel fine, and that's just a tactic or a strategy to hedge against these type of days, or to hedge against these what I just talked about this morning. In fact, on pre-market movers, unforeseen variables, things that happen that you just don't see coming. Like, we didn't see this coming. I saw this coming by one way: the massive buying of out of the money golden sweep puts today at around midday. And I was just looking like, what the hell is going on? Why are they buying all of these puts, golden sweeps, above the ask at that? Not at the ask, but they were buying them. They were buying overpriced, above the ask. So I'm like, or not overpriced, but higher than what the midpoint is between the bid and the ask. And I'm like, so what's going on? And lo and behold, this market clapped. And you have to be able to watch the data to understand, the numbers will tell you the stories before the stories tell you the stories. And we have to pay attention to smart money and what's happening out here, because they know what's going to happen. They know what's coming. But Mo, I think Mo was clowning yesterday in the Trade All Day group. Mo said, what'd you say, Mo? What was you saying? Something you said to the guy that you owe $20 to. Oh no, he owed you $20.
Everybody owes me.
But yeah, so that's me, man. That's my take on it, man. And I'm not sure, but this isn't the first case. This is the first reported case, man. This thing is already here. That's just my belief. But yeah, that's me. That's my belief.
And Dr. Ross, I'll transition to Charles quickly. Where do you see the bottom on your chart? We're charting this in as well, but we're looking at valuations, and the whole revision to the mean is always the understanding that we care to risk adjust, right? So do we see that September low as a good buying opportunity, or is that too aggressive to the downside? Why I ask that? I don't come up and say I don't call nothing, right? I like to be focused on making returns very quickly to what's happening in front of us. And when we speak about the VIX, which is extremely important, we see it tick up, and we know that volatility relatively wants to come down. It's structured in a way where it just wants to come down. It does not want to go up. And every time it does go up, gravity wants to pull it down, right? So that becomes, and a lot of people get caught out. Some people get caught out with buying puts on the VIX, but it works a lot. But every now and again, you get an exasperated move on the VIX, and that could be an extremely good put buying opportunity on the VIX. It's probably the fastest thing that will print you a return than anything else out there in the market. I mean, when I say fast, I mean that with every sense of the word, because you sometimes want to generate that return very quickly to cover up your book. If you were holding calls on the VIX, as Dr. Ross was mentioning, while it was making those 52-week lows, there's nothing wrong with that. There was nothing wrong with that, because things coming down, VIX is coming down, effectively volatility is as low as it gets, and the markets are up, and it's like, hey, you need to take some insurance out, and you would have seen that was the best insurance that you could take out. My question again, Charles, trend, charts, where do you see the bottom? I care for you to highlight that. If you see it, if you don't, if you think we're out to see a potential, massive crash in the market, say it. If you think it's more of a PE adjustment and profit taking off the table, selling your losers, tax losses, and so on, is that what you're seeing, or are people generally concerned? Is big money concerned with the overall market?
Man, that's a mouthful. So I do want to pull up my Medium article here just real quick. Okay, and again, I'm not saying this is happening right now. I do see some very strong support not far from here, and we may be there already. If you guys haven't already, please follow me on Medium. Okay, one of my top articles, How Wall Street Bets Could Win. After we published this, and we put out our alerts and what we thought was going to happen, GameStop went, for a second round, and AMC hit all-time highs after this article was published. Here's the next one, right? This was actually published around this time last year, The Big Short 2.0. I said that my thesis was that the 2020 crash is not over, okay? I will not go as far as to say, right? I will not go as far as to say that we're in crash mode. This looks very much, I mean, I got to do the math, but this looks more closer to a correction. And we've been needing a correction, right? We dodged the correction bullet for a while. We had this little pullback here in September, and I was looking for another pullback. I do see that there's some very strong support here. I have a point of control chart. Okay, point of control chart shows you where the volume ledges are. Okay, team, I never gave myself the name Chart Master, but I do have lots of charts that serves for lots of different things, right? And so when things are going crazy, I like to.
We did.
I appreciate it. But I appreciate it, and I accept that moniker very humbly. I don't even want to call myself that, right? But I'm gonna let you know right now. This is the weekly chart right here. There's a huge volume wedge here, right between 445 and 450. We did close a gap that was here, a daily gap. There's another gap there at 447. There's another gap there at 443. Typically, right? And this is the thing that's scary, right? Because I want to make sure everybody can see what's on the screen here. And so let me just stretch it out a little bit. I want to let everybody know how infrequently we come and test these levels, okay? Okay, let's kind of nix out the pandemic stuff, right? This is the pandemic, that doesn't count. Okay, this is more feedback from the pandemic, that doesn't really count, right? Let me just kind of go over here and then stretch the chart just a little bit further, okay? Typically, right, we infrequently come down and test the weekly 21, right? So we did test the weekly 21 in October, okay? Anytime you test the weekly 21, you get an obligatory bounce, right? That's a hard and fast rule, right? You're going to get that bounce. And so right now, the weekly 21 is sitting at 448. So somewhere between 448 and, a lot of times it's not a hard and fast, it's not an exact science, right? But typically around 448, I would say between 444, 448, the price gets down there. I'm thinking some buy programs will kickstart in the market, and they're gonna start to buy this dip, right? So you'll get some kind of obligatory bounce as you get close to that. I think we hit 450 in the after hours. Right now we're up $2, right? So to me, we could kind of coast down here somewhere between 445 and 450, and I think we're gonna find some meaningful support there in the SPY. Again, for full disclosure, we're pretty much not holding anything. All stops on everything got hit. Sitting a lot of cash. Account is nice and comfortable here. And we're gonna evaluate, hey, what things can we buy on the dip, right? Oh wait, you guys can't see anything on this chart. Sorry about that. But yeah, I would say, so again, Mo, to answer your question, somewhere between 445 and 450 is where we're gonna be looking for support. Again, for an obligatory bounce. That doesn't mean that we can't keep going down, right? Let me put this chart away. Here's something that's a little bit frightening, right? So we definitely are in a phase 4, okay? We talked about that, market phases, okay? Let me just kind of maybe get these two charts up. Here's the thing, right? Again, we're right at the breakout level, right? Right around 450, 451. It doesn't mean that we can't come down here. But team, we take out these levels, right? We take out this 450 level, and it opens the door for, again, the low 440s, right? So you got support here, you got support there, you got support there. That's why these gaps are there, right? But it don't mean that we can't fall all the way down, right, to 436. And I would say at 436, I would look at that as the last line of defense for the SPY, because if you lose that, and it's a long way down after that. But again, I would be surprised if we get down there. But hey, anything is possible. Okay. We do have some people on stage. I don't want to be rude to them. So Shike, again, brother, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. You know, you're an esteemed member of the community here. You're an OG. Shike, what is your feedback on the market? If you can make it a minute, and then after Shike, Charlene. Go ahead, Shike, and the mic is yours.
Hey, thanks, Charles. Good to be back. Shike here. I want to say 2-year, roughly, investor. Love the market. I was actually quite busy today at work, so I checked my phones at the end of the day and like, holy cow, what happened? As far as like market outlook overall, to me, I think the SPY had been going up without reason per se. So I think this was a overdue correction. I think we're sitting right at 50. I think the SPY will try to find some support. I do, however, believe that there's still a lot of good undervalued stocks out there. So, make sure you do your due diligence on, make sure you're picking winners. And I see this as a good opportunity for some long setups. Probably going to wait about 2-3 days just to see how if SPY finds support. But yeah, I'll be looking to add some more shares of my baby Square, and I see somebody posted that in the chat. I think it looks really attractive. I like the news, the name change to block. I like it. So that's the one security I'm looking at adding to my position. And then, yeah, that's my outlook on the market.
Okay, wonderful. Go ahead, Sabrina. Okay, Sabrina, I don't think Sabrina had nothing to say. Mo, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I think one thing that you might want to look at, Charles, because I know you hit it right. You said Apple today. As I see profit taking take place, selling losers, cleaning up the books, I think that once we're done, once this is all settled and done, any high PEs, I think that's the next effect in the market, and then we'll circle and surround your Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. So I think we have a long way to go to the downside, personally speaking. I think you will slice through like butter a lot of the support levels that technical traders are looking at. And I think the main catalyst is Apple taking a breather, Microsoft taking a breather. All of these names somewhat will see some hesitant, or let me rephrase that. You have foreign investments that has different capital gains tax structures that don't have the same issues as the United States, and they will begin to be a little bit jittery on the profits that exist there and start to take profits there. So while we see these smaller names get clapped, as Charles would say, I think there's no clapping to take place on Apple, but I think profit taking will come in, and then we might see a nice Christmas rally. But I think everything that we've seen in history before will not take place when it comes to these markets. I purposely say that. I think everything where we've connected, like I give you an example, and they'll say Omicron when it comes to the COVID variant. After Thanksgiving Day, you're supposed to have one of the most muted type of trading sessions. Was one of the biggest sell-off. It was the biggest sell-off of the year. And I think funds are structured for that, and they know that they want to put take some chips off the table. So let's reconvene once again later on. But I want you to go through that, Charles, because my question to you, Charles, what if Apple goes to $155? What happens to that market in your charts? Where do we go on the SPY? Where do we go on the Qs? That's the price targets we're looking at, and I think they want to try to take it there closer to this year closes off.
Hey, if Apple gets to 155, hey, I'll be personally looking to buy the dip if it gets all the way down there. Again, right now I'm sitting a lot of cash. I've got a lot of ammunition to throw at anything that presents an opportunity for profit, right? And so, hey, whatever the market wants to do is whatever the market wants to do in that regard. I believe in the philosophy and the theories of Brett Steenberger, and he says, have an idea of what you want to do on the plan, and also have a plan for what happens when your plan doesn't work. And I'm paraphrasing. It doesn't say exactly that, but it's my philosophy, right? You could have your thesis, for a very long time, I lost money in the market because I felt like I was too smart, right? And it's like I wanted to will the market to do what I wanted the market to do, when really I'm just a man in a small boat, trying to row against the big ocean. And I don't need to be a small man in a boat. What I need to be is I need to be a man in a life jacket, right? In like a floating pontilla that is driven by the ocean, right? Not rowing against it. And so, that's my philosophy. If Apple wants to sell off, I will gladly short it. Okay. If Apple wants to come to a ridiculous dip buying opportunity, we will buy it. We're going to be flexible. We're not going to be a bull. We're not going to be bear. We are going to be people who are working to take money from the market. That's our modus operandi. Okay. So thank you so much for that question. I do see Charlene on the stage. Charlene with an S. Charlene, thank you so much for joining us. What is your contribution, Charlene?
Okay, so I've been trading for like 2 years now. So I stopped day trading and now I just buy stocks that I truly invest in. So one of my top stocks is Tesla. And I know during this time, I guess around November, December, and especially like Thursday, Friday, the markets are going to drop because that's when everybody take their profits. So I'm thinking that it's going to drop like way more. And it won't pick back up. This is my estimated, probably like not until like the second week in January. And this is a great time to just pick your favorite stocks for which ones you think that's gonna be good for the long haul. So I'm looking to buy Roblox and maybe Apple. Yeah, and that's my take.
Awesome. I forgot to ask Chike this question, but I'm going to ask just everybody that comes up here. Man, in Roblox with the claps. Question, do you have a level that you're looking at, or do you have any kind of methodology that you're going to use to get in, Charlene?
So right now I'm looking for Roblox to drop. I'm praying that it drops like closer to like the second week in December. So I'm just looking for it to drop right now. I didn't sell anything. Majority of my stocks is Tesla, and I just refuse to sell Tesla because I feel like it's gonna go to $2,000. That's my theory for next year.
Copy. I'm looking at AMD right now. AMD absolutely is in a short setup here. I think it was in a short setup before and it broke. So I feel like if we get, again, just free game here, if we get an auto bounce in AMD tomorrow, AMD is definitely going to be on my short list to go against here based on this pattern. Here's the first short setup that got broken up. Here's the second one, right? We get a bounce, any kind of bounce, and AMD could definitely, you see the MACD cross there, right? So put AMD on your short list, free game. What day is today? Wednesday, free game Wednesday is here. Okay, so AMD looks like a short for sure. Looked at Roblox. I do want to break down a few tickers here. So for the next minute, just throw in your tickers. Send them to either Charlene, Megan, or Sabrina. and they'll put them in our group chat. And also on the YouTube, right? If you're on the YouTube, throw your tickets on there. Literally, it's only gonna be open for a minute, so I'm gonna take. I'll take 12 tickers. Okay, I think we got 5 right now. We'll take 12. Megan, you want to give us a reset?
Yeah, I do. So welcome to the Day Trading Degens room, where we break down your tickers for the lightning round, buy, sell, or hold, with Charles Becco from Brooklyn Traders. Follow all your mods. Make sure you click the link above our heads. That's how you're going to get the YouTube video to watch Charles break down these tickers live. While you're in there, subscribe to the video. We do have a special guest in the house, Sarah, who is one of our sponsors for Suitability. We're going to break down her ticker, probably one of the first ones, which is SHOP, Charles. So let's break that down for Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for being our sponsor. Check out Suitability. You can get it on Amazon. It is a green tea, natural energy, nothing bad in it for you. And there's some give back in that to Rwanda and things like that. So check it out, Suitability. Thanks, Sarah, for being here. Check out the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Charles, back to you.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Megan. All right. So, again, before we get to the guests on the stage, I'm just going to break down the tickers that we do have. So, Teef, okay, you'll be the next speaker, followed by Simba. Okay, I do see Julian Stafford and Likank too. We try to invite you up, but you're stuck in a queue. You have to leave the room to come back. Okay, so if you want to speak, please come. If you guys want to come up to the stage, raise your hands right now. We're going to shut down the hand raising in about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, so let's go over the tickers that we do have here. I do see SHOP. Let me go in the order that I think they came in, right? So I think there's SHOP, Square, VIX, AMAT, VW, Lucid, Amazon, and AMC. That's the current ticker list. Again, we're going to literally leave it open for another 10 seconds for your tickers if you want to get them broken down. And I'm just going to kind of go through them right now. This is kind of a mixed and blended room, right? We're breaking down some tickers. We're doing some popcorn stuff. A little bit different because I understand very special day in the market. People are panicked. Accounts are being hit. P&Ls are being hit. And people have questions. And we do want to provide resources for the community, right? So that's what we're doing here. That's the beauty of also being flexible, right? You can just move and adjust to whatever situation is going on. We don't have to be very rigid in everything that we do, right? Okay, so I don't see any more tickers, okay? I'm going to give it 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7.
While you do that, I do want to point out that if you were part of the Brooklyn Traders community, you were well prepared in advance, and you've got the VIX and VIX-like things. So if you want to be well prepared for the next time, not to be financial advice, but you should join BrooklynTraders.net.
All right. Thank you so very much for that, Charlene. All right, so we're going to go in order of appearance, right? Shopify, what's going on? I'm letting y'all know right now, Shopify has probably one of the best charts that I've seen in a long time on a longer term time frame. And so Shopify has been in a short setup, right? Like, we had this high, death drop, bear flag, drop, right? So MACD crossing the daily. We're still in a short setup here on Shopify, so you got to wait until the blood is clear. You have to be patient there. I'm sure a lot of these stocks are going to be looking pretty bad, right? So that's going to be the assumption here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I don't know why people is buzzing me at my door. Charlene, take over for 1 second while I answer the door. I don't know if this is the UPS man, but somebody's going to get hemmed up real quick. Hold up.
I got it. All right, guys. This is the Day Trading Details Club. If you haven't already, please click on the green house and become a member. Don't forget to hit the bell so you're aware whenever we open the room. This is the lightning round. This is where you usually give us your tickers. We pull up the charts live on YouTube. The link is pinned above, and you decide whether you want to buy, sell, or hold. I do want to say that nothing said on this platform is to be considered financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. We are here for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you are not aware of how to chart or don't necessarily understand charting, go ahead and visit BrooklynTraders.net for more info. Again, thank you guys for joining. Charles might be a little busy.
No, I'm back. I'm still want to beat somebody up. Like, literally, like, this is my time. This is my sacred space. I'm trying to do my work here, dagnabbit. Got people going wild up here. All right. We are good. We are good. All right, team. So, okay, Shopify, right? So, again, Shop is in the short setup. You got to stay away from Shop for right now. Next up, I believe, is Square. Okay, Square is getting clapped. It's been getting clapped. And Square is down to some unholy levels, right? But look at this chart, right? Every time Square comes down here, right? You know, you get some support. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, the last time we've been back here is in May. So for me, I feel like you get an obligatory bounce. But team, that doesn't have to happen, right? So you got to actually get the actual bounce that you're looking for. It doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to work out that way. It doesn't have to work out that way. You know what I mean? So there is that. Okay. Give me one more second because I got to answer my door again. Sabrina, take over from me, Sabrina.
Okay. So while Charles is taking care of his door issues, I just wanted to share my thoughts on the market and what I think, what my views are for the rest of the year. So I would expect a lot of choppiness, a lot of volatility with the new COVID variant and whether or not the existing vaccines can work against it. I mean, everyone's saying that they will, but we don't know for sure until someone is, sick and they actually get the vaccine or have received the vaccine and they get sick. So there's going to be that nervousness that we're already seeing those jitters in the market. Yesterday it hit us yesterday, and then today the market pulled back immediately after the first case of that strain of the virus hit California. So the markets are going to be very, very sensitive to this. I think the difference between any market volatility that we're going to see now versus what we saw in 2020 in March, there's going to be a significant difference, right? I don't think there's going to be a pullback / crash similar to what we saw in March. I think it's going to be a lighter pullback similar to what we're seeing over the past couple of days. The reason for that is because we now have an approach. We now have vaccines out there. We now have a way to kind of move forward and address this virus as it mutates. Yes, it's unnerving. Yes, it makes us worried, but it doesn't. It's not like the governments don't have a plan. I mean, obviously, they're unlike in March of 2020 when I was sitting at home and I was like, you guys need to shut down the airports. You guys need to just shut everything down. People are moving faster now internationally and actually doing that, right? So that's one thing that we should all keep our eye on. The other thing is that, remember, investing, if you're day trading or swing trading or doing options or whatever it is, anything that's not long-term, please keep in mind that it's cyclical. We're coming into the end of the year, and as someone mentioned earlier, there's going to be people selling at a loss for their tax write-offs. I will be one of those people. There's also going to be a slowdown, right? I work in the industry. After Thanksgiving, we're all mentally checked out. I mean, we're still doing stuff, right? But we're all in holiday mode. The holiday parties will start soon if this stupid virus calms down, because I'm looking forward to all the holiday parties, right? No one's really thinking about work. So things tend to slow down, and if people are not trading, the market is going to be slow, and retail investors will notice that. A lot of retail investors are new, right, with Robinhood and all of that. So just, take your time. Don't freak out. Don't panic. Keep some cash on hand. For those people that follow me on Insta, I'm posting that, now is a good buying opportunity. For example, I want to get into Square. This is perfect for me. So just look at it look at it like that. Anyway, I think Charles is back.
Yep. And thank you so much for covering, Sabrina. Yeah, I agree. Again, so here's the thing. I'm kind of mixed on Square, right? Because at one level, you get these bounces right here at around 197. But now we've kind of gone through and we've tested the lows here, right? So I would like to think that we could buy here, but if we do not hold, right? If we do not hold, right, at this level, right, look at what's there below us, right? And so I'm sure there's going to be a volume ledge somewhere on Square. And no, right? So, I mean, this is where we're at right here. Like, this is the weekly, I think that's the 89, right? The weekly 89. So, weekly 89, this is the last real true volume ledge until we get to 158. And then, then there's a weekly 200 and 142. So, this looks like kind of crooked, kind of, I don't know if you want to call that a head and shoulders or some kind of inverted cup and handle, but this looks very scary here, okay? So if we could just maybe go down and touch at 190, 191, we should get an auto bounce off the weekly. We should get an auto bounce off of the, wow, I can't believe this. Just so far under the daily here on Square. It's just shocking to look at. We should get some kind of auto bounce here on Square, right? But that doesn't have to happen. That does not have to happen. But to me, if you're long term, just like Sabrina said, you could definitely start nibbling at some shares here. I do believe in Square. I love the company. Let me look at the daily RSI here. You're talking about some of the coldest RSI that we've had all year, right? Sitting at 26, right? So definitely looking for an oversold bounce at some point here on Square, and sometime soon. Would not be looking to short this, okay? So that's Square. Next, let's look at the VIX, right? So I'm not going to look at VXX. I'm just going to look at VIX. Yeah, VIX is very bullish, right? So we got to see how we open up. Instead of the VIX, I want to see what the put call is at, right? What is going on? Oh, I didn't type it right. P call, right? So the put call, we're sitting at 68, and to me, what this is measuring is like how many puts are there to calls, and to me, we only really truly get like a turnaround at around 80 or above, right? Okay, so we hit 80 the other day, got a monster turnaround. We're sitting at 68, which lets me know that we could possibly, that we still got some bulls in the market that could, potentially get shaken out. And so, hey, the put call is not too hot right here. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Again, as long as the VIX is above 25, you're always in the danger zone, okay? Again, as long as the VIX is above 25, you are always in the danger zone, right? So for me, instead of looking at the VIX, right? Because again, you guys can't look at the VIX as something that I'm just going to buy and hold forever. It's a specific instrument for a specific time to serve a very specific purpose, right? You can't look at it like a regular chart, because if you look at like the trend, right? Pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop. I mean, so, okay, we got the pop, right? So we're looking for the other shoe to drop. Okay, again, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever. So you had like 15, 16 times where you had a pop in the VIX, right, that left in the drop, and it was like 1 in 16 within the year that you get the monster move like that, right? So don't anticipate that you're going to get this. I mean, can it happen? Yes. But what exactly is this, right? This was what? This was, that was COVID, right? That's COVID right there. So don't expect that you're going to get that. Don't expect that you're going to get COVID again. I'm letting you know right now, the United States, the full strength of the United States is doing everything that it could possibly do, okay, to combat this virus, combat this disease. Big shout out to all of the first responders out there. Everybody out there, the essential workers out there, the nurses and doctors, everybody on the front line to help us combat this disease, this insidious disease that unfortunately took the life of my own father. So I have every faith that we're going to be better able to deal with Omicron. And I'm looking at this as more of a momentary buy opportunity. If I'm wrong, hey, guess what? We get up to these 40 levels and we get up to the 50 level in the VIX, then, hey, I'll be the first one to be like, hey, I was wrong. Get ready for something bigger and more potentially substantial. But right now, you just have to respect the trend that was. And the trend that was is that, hey, you just have to be very, very careful here on the VIX, okay? Again, I just want to kind of get through the tickers because I do want to open the room here. Maybe just do one more, and then we'll get to TEEF here. Okay, so AMAT. We got the 8 crossing under the 21. The MACD was already bearish. You want to see this 148 hold here. Okay, you do want to see that. Kind of a sloppy chart here because we kind of, went up. Oh, let me kind of move this over. You guys can't see that well. Yeah, we kind of went up. We broke out. We had this huge breakout. We came down to test, and we had to bounce. So the longer-term chart, right, on the daily chart, it looks like you really want to just play that bounce, right? You want to respect that bounce, right? So I don't think AMAT is just going to fall apart like that. For me, as long as we're keeping above 145, it's a good day to be in AMAT. Okay. Let me actually go to this list because this list is a little bit different. Gonna do VW, then we're gonna go on to, I believe it's TEEF. Okay, so look at VW here. Oh, look at that. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Is it VW or VVW? What is it? Is this Volkswagen? I'm not too sure what this is. I think that's VW. Somebody just put VW. I can't assume that's Volkswagen. This is the Volkswagen. I don't know. There is no VW. Maybe they're talking about Volkswagen, which is VWAGY. If this is VWAGY, this is kind of a descending accumulation phase here. Okay, so here's a channel. It's a descending channel, right? And so you need to break out of that channel. That's it. There's nothing to see here. Okay, you just want to break out of this descending channel. Okay, there it is. That's basically it, right? This is still, I still look at this as an accumulation phase, right? So, I mean, you're just gonna go sideways and trending downwards in something like this. So I would say, I don't know I don't know who wants to, how you guys are looking to trade this and play this, but if you're long term, I mean, all you can do is just hold your shares. This is definitely not something I would trade, right? Or unless you're looking to trade the channel, which is buying closer to 27, looking for a pop at 34 to scalp that. But to me, there's just way more interesting things in the market than to just waste time on that here. So hopefully that is hopefully that is the ticker that you're looking at on VWAGY or Volkswagen. TEEF, go ahead, man. You got the mic, brother.
I don't have a ticker, Charles, and I can really wait till tomorrow when you're gonna talk about Thursday. But if you want to entertain my question, I was able to be, I say, blessed and lucky because I'm in your Brooklyn Traders. I'm in Doc's course, and I trade with a group of people, and so I kind of was able to see through you all, through Lawrence, giving warnings. Okay, after I got out my position, I just sat and just watched and listened. But if I was trading by myself, I probably would have went back into Apple to try and get some more. And I'm kind of wondering, like, what outside of looking at the VIX and the SPY, and what does a person, or what should a person have need to know to kind of have seen? Okay, hey, the market's getting ready to do something. Or kind of a warning of what happened today. Like I said, I was blessed, nothing happened to me, but it could have easily been me. So if you want to entertain that tonight, or we can wait till tomorrow.
No, that's a fantastic question. And that's why I said, like, again, we're doing a little bit of a different format for this show today, but right, because like our purpose is to serve the community, right? In fact, I'm going to tell you how gangsta I am because I don't care, okay? I'm going to let you know there is one man that I know. There's only one guy that I know, okay? that could help this community. And that man right now, the man who trades in this kind of market, the man who knows how this kind of market operates, and I don't care. I'm going to say his name. Okay? It's like a Lord of the Rings moment. You can't say his name. The man I'm talking about is Rick the Mentor. Rick the Mentor made his bones in a market like this. And so here on Clubhouse, I'm going to ask everybody to ping Rick the Mentor. We're going to attempt to summon the Rick the Mentor. Okay, everybody, you know who he is. Click his name, ping him into the room. This is the man that could help us all. I'm going to tell him to help you. But Rick the Mentor knows a market like this like the back of his hand because he knows this kind of market, okay? He made his bones trading volatile markets, okay? So if you're I'm going to try to summon him, okay? He's been on hiatus. He's been in the clouds. He's been hiding. He's doing his thing. Everybody right now ping Rick into the room and try to get him in here, okay? Because I care about the community more than I care about anybody.
He's gonna come, Charles.
Doesn't matter.
He's off of everything.
Hey,
he's not even on Insta.
Hey,
green light by his name.
he been in the hallways. I see him in the hallway.
You know what? I talked to him tonight, so he might not be surprised that we're all pinging him.
Ping him.
I talked to him tonight about this.
Ping him into the room. He may come.
He responded.
Ping him into the room, y'all. Oh, I see Mr. Tony down here. Mr. Tony, get your Mr. Tony self up here. I'm inviting Mr. Tony to speak. I see some folks out there. I see Jonathan. What's up? Sarah, Kendall, Wilson, Galila. What's up? Galila. Suzuki, Alpha, Natalie, Baina, Maggie. All right, hey, it's family time, okay? Hey, we paying Rick the Mentor. We are summoning Rick the Mentor right now. Let me see here. I got a message. Did I get a message? Anyway, okay. So anyway, again, I did make an attempt to get him on the stage. All right, so Teef. So the thing that you could have looked at, right? Number one, daily time frame, right? MACD cross. The MACD cross happened a couple days ago on SPY. Anytime you see a MACD cross one way or the other, you have to pay attention. Okay, so if you wanted to know, hey, what is it that I could have done to maybe gotten out of the way of this? There was a MACD cross. Number two, Teef, you're a part of a community, the Brooklyn Traders community. You know what we teach? We teach the high-low. You had the high-low. So you got a MACD cross here. You got a high-low here. You get the news chatter about new variants of COVID. So there are actually multiple warnings that told anybody who's been paying attention and anybody who's been trained and has some training that something like this could have gotten in the way, right? And so, man, we ping Rick and we got Samir. Dag nabbit. I can say that because Samir's my brother. Hey, Samir, get your butt up on the stage. Hey, Samir, we're trying to summon Rick the Mentor. Team, y'all know I don't care. I have fun. I like to have fun. I got respect, and I love everybody in the community. Okay, so what is going on here? Is this no. Is this the real Mr. Tony? Is it him? Mr. Tony, speak.
Hey, what's up?
That is you.
How you guys doing?
Mr. Tony, why am I not following you? This is insane. This is.
What's up?
I was not following you. Did somebody hack my phone and unfollowed you? What is going on here? Why was I not following you? This is insane. This is crazy.
You gotta follow me, man. You gotta follow.
No, but I do follow him. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
I followed this man months ago.
I'm telling you.
In Club Meetings where I was following people, and then all of a sudden they just disappeared. Or I saw them in the room, and then it's like I wasn't following them anymore.
Right. Team, I don't know.
How you guys doing tonight?
We're good. We're just talking about the stock market and all that jazz. So, Mr. Tony, what is your thoughts and feedback on the market?
Wow.
Man, you had to take a breath. Oh, this is going to be good.
What's that?
I I said you had to take a breath. This is gonna be good. Go ahead, Mr. Tony.
Well, I don't really, for a lot of people who, I think it's all, to be perfectly honest, I look at it as more of a smokescreen than anything else, to be honest with you, because think about where I kind of come from. I come from a trader. I'm not, you got investors who are, long term, you've got traders who are short term, and then you got speculators, Bitcoin and all the cryptos and that kind of thing. So I kind of fall in the middle. So I'm one of those guys, and I got trained with a lot of guys who work in different hedge funds, and all we do is we trade to generate revenue right now. Right now, we don't really care about the news, about COVID or Corona, Omicron, or whatever it's called. We don't really care about any of that. So all we do is we trade. Yesterday, I had one of my biggest trading days. I think it was my second biggest trading day of the year. Was yesterday. Today, we had a loss in the family, so I didn't get a chance to trade today. We were working on some arrangements. I was just talking to my wife right when I first came in the room, so I didn't get a chance to. That's why I didn't hear you guys. I was kind of having a conversation with her. But I think, if you're a trader, volatility provides opportunities for you. I believe that wholeheartedly. It has proven that time and time again for me and for my colleagues. And we welcome it. We embrace volatility. I know for a lot of investors, they don't typically like it, like the stomach volatility, especially, if they're long and, the market is moving down. They don't, it's tough. It's tough to be able to stomach, those moves down, at least for, a long, substantial period of time. So, I say all that to say that, I'm just, like I told everybody, I'm just trading my chart. I trade my charts, and I do well because I stay focused, and I just kind of let the market come to me. I don't hop around. I don't look for a bunch of different stocks to trade. I let the market come to me. I trade my same 10 stocks. When one of my stocks is ready, he kind of just raises his hand and says, "Hey, Tony, would you like some money? I'm getting ready to make this big move." And I go, "Yes, are you ready to go? Let's go." I don't hop around. I try to stay as, consistent, and, on my taxes I put down, I'm a trading professional. So, so if you're going to be a professional trader, then, you gotta treat it as such, and I do. So I don't really, excuse the pun, I don't really take much stock in all the headlines and the news and everything that's, being whipped around on these financial news networks. I just leave it alone, because at the end of the day, one, it's above my pay grade. Let Joe Biden and all the rest of those guys figure that stuff out. And because of that, there's nothing I can really do about it. So all I can do is control what I can control, which is basically the chart in front of me. And I can't even do that because I don't have enough money to move the markets. So, when you really boil it down to it, you just need to just stay focused, on the stocks that you trade. Now, if you're a long-term investor, it might be a little bit tougher. Now, I do have long-term investments, but it's in such a way that, when I was trading, as I've been trading, I've been putting stocks away as I trade. That's part of my strategy. So, I was looking the other night, I got Google at 271 or something like that. I got stocks from way back that I still hold in my wealth account, So, yeah, I'm positioned at such entries that I really don't worry about big sell-offs, because my entries are in such good shape. So I think for the most part, this is definitely going to be a trader's market. And I've been telling everyone, you need to be on top of your game. If you're going to be a trader, then you need to trade, because opportunities are going to be all over the place. Yesterday, the market was down. What was it down yesterday, Charles? 650 or something like that?
Something like that. And then it popped like 1.5% today, and then ended up down. So 2.5% intraday swing. Yeah.
But that's the type of volatility, we crave as traders. We're looking for that, because if we understand our entries and what our targets are, those are huge days for us. I told my wife that I was a little bit mad. We had, it was her uncle that passed. I really loved the man. He was awesome. So, I was just kidding, being facetious. But I was telling him, I said, Uncle Kenny cost me a lot of money today. But because these are the types of days, he would laugh. He was an awesome guy. Because of the volatility, I know with that type of movement in the market, it provides a great deal of opportunities. So if you guys are traders out there, this is what you're looking for. These are the markets you crave.
I support what you're saying, Tony. Actually,
hey, Kazi, hold on, brother. I'm sorry. We have an order. I'm sorry. Just 1 second, and let's just do a reset, right? And Kazi, I do apologize, but we do have an order. I did want Mr. Tony to finish his thought. I want Samir and Jess to introduce themselves. Then the next person from the audience is going to speak is going to be Simba first. Then Kazi, and then Magdalena. And Kazi, I do apologize, but Mr. Tony, as a matter of fact, Mr. Tony, after you finish your thought, if you want to answer Kazi's question now, since he has a question directly to you.
It wasn't a question. I wasn't asking a question. I was just commenting towards the topic of the conversation as to what happened in the stock market.
I know, but we have an order, my brother. I'm sorry. We have a specific order. I'm sorry. We got to do it like that, or else it's chaos. So I do apologize. Go ahead, Mr. Tony. You continue your thought.
No, that's pretty much it. But I just wanted you guys just to understand the environment that we're in right now. It's going to be volume's going to lighten up, because a lot of traders are going to start taking time off. But still, there's still guys that got to make their numbers. So the quarter's the quarter. So it's not that they're going to stop trading or they're going to leave and take off and head, to the Hamptons or something. They're not. They're going to keep trading to the end of the quarter. So, finish up strong and, look for the opportunities, because they're going to be there. Whether you're trading options, if you're an options trader right now, you should do extremely well. There's going to be a lot of volatility there for you to take advantage of. Same thing applies if you're a stock trader. There's going to be a lot of opportunities available. As long as you're on top of your game, this is what you look for. A lot of times in the fourth quarter of the year is when a lot of these guys really make their numbers. Almost like the retail stores. I guess we used to have retail stores. Black Friday, that was, traditionally when a lot of those stores, became, solvent again. So, look for opportunities. They're going to be there. Believe me, they're going to be there. Not everybody's taking off and heading home. So, just hang in there, enjoy it, and it's going to be a lot of great opportunities. So take advantage of it, guys.
All right. I appreciate that, Mr. Tony. For those who are watching on stream, I do apologize. My camera ran out of battery, and so I'm just charging it up here while we introduce everybody here. So Samir, my fellow pre-market movers brother, welcome to the stage. Samir, give your feedback on the market. Well, introduce yourself to the crowd. Give your feedback to the market, and then we'll go to Jess, and then we'll go to Simba, Kazi, and then Magdalena. But Samir, go ahead.
Hey, Charles, what's going on, everybody? Really, really good to see everybody in here. Shout out to everyone here, man. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Jess, Megan, Charlene, Sabrina, Dr. James Ross. It's been so long since I've seen everybody here. Shout out to everybody. I'm rarely on this app, man, but love what you guys are all doing here and holding down the community. You guys are all holding down this community. Yeah, no, I've known Charles specifically now probably the longest, and Megan here too, coming on the anniversary on the app here mid-December. Known all these people for almost a year now, so it feels like a family that never met. So just shout out to everyone. I hope everyone follows these wonderful people up here and the club Day Trading Gens. I always appreciate the discussion, and I'm just excited to I honestly wanted to just listen in, but I was brought up here, but I just wanted to listen in the background just because I'm doing some work here. But just thought I would stop by and say hi and show love and support. But the market's not necessarily a shock or a surprise, in my opinion. I think when I look at I believe it's called the Omicron, I do see similarities in the sense that I remember when we had one or two cases initially with COVID, we saw a slow spread where the markets didn't necessarily react, and then all of a sudden, it was in this state, and they spread very quickly. So I do think Omicron will follow that trend. I don't think one case in the U.S. is the end of it. I think there's going to be a lot more that will come. I think the difference is now, though, is we've tackled the pandemic now. We have the resources in place. There's a lot being done on the medical side of things with Moderna's working. They should have an Omicron variant booster, I believe, by March. So there's a lot being done, but I do think if you're someone who's into growth and you've been having the luxury over the last year to play these growth stocks, you're seeing a different reality now. Even large cap name growth like PayPal struggled down 40% from its peak highs. But the real one struggling that people aren't talking about is the Zillows, the Teladocs, Roku's down 50%. I mean, look at Kathy Wood's ETF ARK is down over 50% too. So these names are struggling significantly, and I'm not surprised because inflation pressure / the potential rise in interest rates in the future / what's going on with COVID is going to have these names be under pressure for some time, because remember, these companies, when you're paying for growth, you're paying for the story and the long term of the company. You're not paying for current cash flow. You're paying for future potential cash flow, which is potential is the key word, which means these companies could make no money and go to zero. And you see names like Smile Direct Club, which is trading at $2, all these exciting growth names that IPO'd. Just the moral of the story, as Charles would put it, getting clapped. And I love the name of this room, Claptacular. But these names have gotten clapped. I mean, I think if you're a long-term investor and you do believe in growth stories and you've been waiting for some time, there could be some potential to pick up some of these strong growth names in some capacity using the dollar cost averaging method. But, overall, I'm not surprised. I do think there's going to be more headwinds for the market. I do think, just to give people numbers, if the Dow goes to 33,000, which is not far from here, about another 1,000 points, we'd be officially in a 10% correction. But I would watch for what the Fed says about inflation. I would watch for the continued spread of the virus here. And all I would say is, like Charles says, don't be one to get clapped. Just do your due diligence, practice discipline, ask yourself if you're trading or you're investing. And if you're investing, make sure you're picking names that have a strong background, a strong story. And if it is a strong growth name, know what that growth name is, know everything about that company, and know why you're investing in it. Because some of these names are down 70, 80, 90%. Even look at Clover Health, for just a lot of things. But really pleasure to see everyone here. I'm not going to be able to be here for long, but just going to ping people in and, join their club. Really great seeing Charles, Charlene, Megan, Sabrina, Dr. Ross, Tony, Jess, Simba. I didn't even see Simba there. Shout out to everybody here.
Hey, I do want to give, I'm sorry, Charlene. I do want to give everybody a fair warning, okay? Everybody, audience members and moderators and guests, okay? I'm letting y'all know something, okay? There's one man, okay, that I'm trying to ping into this room, okay? Because again, hold on, Megan, hold on. There's just one man. I don't know if he's here. I don't know if he's there. I'm trying to ping him into this room, okay? And that's Rick the Mentor. Why? Because Rick is an expert at trading in a market like this. And I don't care what happened here or there. I ain't here for the drama. I'm here to help out the community as best as I could, okay? Megan, go ahead.
I just talked to Rick on the back end. He's with the kids, so he can't jump on.
Hey, team, that's the first official contact to the Man of Steel in his Fortress of Solitude, Rick the Mentor, okay? So again, nice to see him that he's with his kids. Nice to see that somebody actually got in contact with him. That's great. If you don't know the story, don't even bother. But anyway, Jess, the mic's on you. Introduce yourself to the crowd. Give us your feedback on the market.
Thanks, Charles. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jess, and I am a career strategist, and I am also a founding member of Pre-Market Movers. So good to see all of your familiar faces this evening. The market today, as the title states of the room, was definitely claptacular. I didn't really do too much trading today. Just caught a put on the Russell at the end of the day, as those small caps were definitely dying along with the rest of the market. But just looking at some of the other indexes, everyone basically took a hit today. The S&P was down about $5. The Qs were down about $6, and then also there's just a lot of money coming into some of the companies that fall under these indexes. Also, a lot of inflow coming in, signaling that we are not done yet. And so I think definitely being risk averse, or just aware of what is at stake, aware of what the risks are when you're trading, is my feedback for you guys. Going into your trading, because it's really risky, it's really volatile out here, and if you're not exactly sure what you're doing, it can get very dangerous. So just protect your investment and keep an eye on the market. Pay attention to some of the news that's coming in. Pay attention to some of the smart money that's coming in as well, because, you know, we may not have seen this COVID news coming in, but if you were following the charts, if you were following smart money, you could have kind of seen the direction that this week was going. So just be careful, stay sharp, and thanks, Charles. Hey, Charlene, Megan, Sabrina, Dr. Hey, Jess, Tony, good to see all of you. What's up, girl? Kazi, Simba, thanks, everyone. Good to see you all.
All right, thank you so much for your feedback, Jess. And so we are back here. I do want to knock out the rest of the tickers. Sabrina, could you give us a quick reset, please? Then we'll get to the tickers, and then we'll get to Simba, and then Kazi. My man Kazi, I know you got a lot to say, and we'll get right to you, brother. Sabrina, could you give us a reset, please?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. Hello, all my fellow mods and everyone on the stage with us. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Day Trading Degens. Tonight we are having a combination room of a popcorn style room and the usual lightning round room. The reason for that is because we saw a heavy pullback in the market today right after the Omicron announcement in California. So we wanted to talk about what does that mean to the community? What does that mean for your day tomorrow? What does that mean for the rest of the week and possibly the rest of the year? So for those of you who are not on the YouTube, the link is right above Charles and Charlene's head. Click on that YouTube link. You'll be able to see the charts that Charles is looking at and referring to. For those of you who've dropped tickers in, have said tickers to us on the back channel, and you're not in that YouTube, not looking at the charts is not going to be very beneficial for you. Just hearing Charles talk about it, it's just going to sound like blah, blah, blah. Look at the charts. If you haven't followed your mods, please follow your mods. If you haven't followed the room, please follow the room so that you know whenever we are in Clubhouse, we're in multiple rooms. Most of them are stock trading rooms. Please also follow the YouTube, and if you need any further information or guidance about BrooklynTraders.net, please hit us up on the back channel. If you have questions, hit us up on the back channel. we're happy to answer those offline. Back to you, Charles.
Man, Sabrina, thank you so very much. And I understand we are getting a little late. So we'll be ending soon. Okay. I'm not going to put an exact time on it because I do want to make sure that we address everyone's questions and concerns before we tap out of here. So next ticker on the list here is Amazon. Okay. Again, team, look at the 1 hour here on Amazon, 20-day chart. Yeah, we just broke support, right? Yeah, there it is. Here's the support line. We broke it. And first level of support we broke the second level of support right there as well. And so Amazon is still in the short setup, and you do have to respect it, right? I did like Amazon on a weekly time frame. I did see some nice stuff going on here. Let me just switch this chart around. Yeah, so we were setting up for a nice potential weekly swing here in Amazon, but again, it's being taken down by the market. But here's the good news, right? On the weekly time frame, we are making higher lows, right? And so that is good. We didn't quite make a higher high. We did attempt at a high, but we didn't quite get there yet. But it looks like we are making higher lows on the weekly time frame, so that is good. So again, look at the weekly 21 to be some kind of support, right? Which is sitting around 34.30 if Amazon wants to get there. But right now, on the daily time frame, we are absolutely positively in a short setup, and you got to play it as such, right? We went through a huge volume ledge here at 34.87, and the next significant one is at 34.35, right? So look for 34.35 to be some kind of support there on Amazon. Next up on the list, and I do want to get to everybody's tickers because folks have been waiting on their tickers, right? And so that's Amazon. Next is going to be Lucid. I'm going to do Lucid and FCEL just really quickly. Okay. I think Lucid a short? Or is it in a short setup? Lucid is kind of chopping around. Lucid is actually in a wedge. So, if you know about the wedge, you got to break out of the wedge, right? So, the question was kind of tricky here. Tricky on Lucid, right? Because there's a question. We should draw it like this, right? Because the price action happened today, right? So if the wedge was there, right? Let's say if it was like that, right? Then we kind of broke below it, right? To me, every day Lucid is above $50. It's a very dangerous day for shorts, right? So look at it like that. If Lucid is above $50, I'd be more to the long side. If it's under 50, we've seen it hold, right? Like 47, 48. So mid 40s to 50s. If Lucid is holding up there, again, as a short, you got to be, or as a bear, you have to be very careful, right? I do see this though. We are losing some volume on Lucid, and so we are kind of weakening underneath. But the bulls are still very much in control of this chart, and so you have to respect the trend that was here on Lucid, right? Next up on the list, let me just get FCEL. I'm going to knock these guys out. Right, we're under the 200. We are under the 200 here. Not good. Okay, we just broke through. Well, yeah, we're just under a huge volume ledge here at 8, and so it's still bearish here. So to me, if you want to get down to 744, look for some more support there. But we are bearish on FCEL. Okay. Again, team, it doesn't have to stay this way, right? It doesn't have to stay this way. Definitely look to play an oversold bounce if you get it. But if you don't, you just have to get out of the way. Okay. I'm not telling you to sell the house and the farm. But, for me, I'm thinking people are asking because they're maybe looking to get in. Obviously, if we kind of went up here, made multi-month highs, and you didn't sell as it was going down, are you looking to still hold this potentially? Sell or hold, or I'm not really sure. Again, because I'm not too sure who asked this question, so I'm just making a general statement, right? Look for support here at around, let me make sure you guys can see this chart. There it is. Look for some support here at 744. We lose that level, and you may have to reevaluate the position there on FCEL. Let me just squeeze this chart over because I'm here struggling because I got some extra fireworks in this chart, so we have to actually just squeeze it down. If you guys can't see, I'm sorry, but I need some extra tools here for all the extra gunshots that are going off in the market, right? So let me do that. I'm going to have to make this smaller. This is probably going to look really tiny on you guys' screen, but can't be helped. Okay, I think that's good enough. All right, so that's FCEL. Next up on the list is, I think it's from YouTube, right? I think we got DELL. Yeah, I think we got DELL, and that's it. I think we got the rest of the YouTube stuff. AMAT, Amazon. Oh, we didn't do the apes, AMC. My bad. How could I forget about the apes? Oof. So, hey, team, let me, again, here's the wedge, right? And look at this. Killer. Oof, down 15%, team. You got to be out of this. And we squeezed down today. Oh, man. This is a heartbreaker. Man, that reminds me of the Mariah Carey song. Heartbreaker, you got the best of me, and I just keep on stressing obsessively. Oh, why? You got Charles over here singing. You should have known right from the start. This chart will break your heart. I'm sorry, y'all.
That was horrible, man.
You got.
I'm just visiting tonight.
Oh my gosh, yo! I just got clapped on my own damn show. Hi, Charles, how you get clapped by your own people? Dang, Mr. Tony. This is why I love black people. Black people tell you what it is. He said, boy, you suck. Don't go on no Soul Train. What are you doing? What's it?
I'm glad it's somebody that's not me tonight.
Sabrina, we know we love you. We New York, man. Brooklyn. What's up? All right.
We gotta call Sandman up. We gotta call Sandman up and get him out of retirement, Charles, if you do that again, bro. Come on now.
Oh my gosh. I said Soul Train. I meant the Apollo Theater. Man. Okay. So, yeah, how can I forget? I'm sorry, apes. You gotta be out of AMC. Okay. Let's not panic, right? Let's not go crazy. We are there at the 200. And I can't believe we just went through the 200 like that. That's shocking. Like, something is wrong. For us to go through the 200, I can't believe the 200 didn't hold. I would be shocked. I would have got clapped off of this if I wanted to go along AMC, because I would have set my buy right there at the 200, and I may not have set a stop. Look for some kind of oversold bounce, but man, this looks bad. I don't have the time to do a deep dive on this, but man, we just went right through this volume ledge here at 35. And we don't have anything significant until we get to 15. Dag nabbit. Oh, man, AMC, I'm sorry. Apes, this just doesn't look good. If you want to start pecking at some shares long term, you can go ahead and do it, but this does not look good. I'm sorry for the apes out there on AMC. How could I forget? Let me just do DELL because there's one more. Then we'll go to Simba and Kazi. You guys have been waiting forever. I do apologize for that. I know what it feels like to wait for hours in a clubhouse room waiting to speak. So, again, I do apologize. We are trying to get through this list expeditiously. The good news on DELL here, hey, DELL's not suffering any damage here. Okay? If you like DELL, this looks okay. It looks okay. DELL looks like it was getting ready to do something here. We had earnings here. You had a pop from 55 to 57 here. I would say that this chart is still very much bullish. Yeah, DELL is still very bullish. Not too sure how to play this given the market, but you definitely want to see the 34 hold here, or just under the 34, right? But you want to get the price back up there above $56 on DELL. That would make me feel really good to the long side. To you DELL bulls out there. So I'm gonna let my man Simba, man. Welcome to the stage again, Simba. You always have some phenomenal contributions, brother. Appreciate you. Always love to hear you speak, Simba. Please let us know what you think about the market right here.
Well, I have been watching with fascination as people freak out. And this happens. I think we've had our fair share of these panics since COVID, right? We've had the opportunity to see the market do some really interesting and unusual things. And all I've done to Mr. Tony's point from earlier what I've done is I've backed up the truck on companies that I know and I love. So Samir was saying earlier, I'm a long-term investor primarily. I actually closed out my first short position today, first ever, quite successfully, fortunately. But I just backed up the truck on the companies that I know and I love. I bought some Apple in the middle of the summer because it's just kind of been sitting around, and I just wanted to increase my position there. But this week, PayPal, Square, and I'm looking at a couple mid caps. Mid caps have probably been hit the hardest over the past couple of months. And a lot of the big money is kind of looking for safety, it looks like, and you got a lot of tax loss harvesting happening. So I think there'll be more opportunities in the next couple of weeks here to find these good quality companies that you have really good conviction in, and just build those positions. And I wanted to come back to something Mr. Tony did say. He said something about having held Google since about the $280 position, and I keep thinking to myself, like, as a long-term investor, that's where I want to be. I want to be holding companies at a point where, when there's all kinds of craziness happening, even when there is a real crash, you don't panic at all because it just doesn't really touch you. I'll age myself a little bit. I'm an old soul, so I'll quote Kenny Rogers, who said, he's got a song called "You Can't Make Old Friends." And basically, it speaks for itself. You can't make old friends. You're either old friends with someone or you're not. And Mr. Tony is old friends with Google, and you can't make that relationship in 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. It takes time to get to that point. And that's where I think investors today, if you think of yourself as a long-term investor, you want to think of yourself as the type of person that builds conviction and allows that growth to happen over time. And in 10 years and 15 and 20 years' time, when the next versions of us millennials are looking at the stock market and they're freaking out over a 5-10% dip here and there, you're thinking, you know what, Facebook or Square or PayPal, or wherever it might be, I've been in this thing for 30 years, man, and this little 5 to 10% doesn't really mean much to me because I've been able to build this Titanic position over the course of many, many years. So that's the type of investor I want to be personally. Day trading, I just don't have the stomach for it. I have a lot of respect for people that can read. That's why I come to these rooms, Charles. I want to learn to be a bit more of a chartist so I can figure out entry and exit positions. But really, if you're thinking long term, just find that quality and just keep building. Thanks. That's all I got.
Okay, pretty cool. I appreciate you there, Simba. I didn't see Just Money in here, but I think I got busy with something else. If anybody wants to ping him back to the room, we can invite him to the stage. But right now, Kazi, the mic's on you, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me, Charles. And hey, Tony, how you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, in relation, I just like to say a few things. I'm not want to talk very much, but I came to the room and I just saw the topic of conversation, and I just want to explain a few things. And I also wanted to correlate with what Tony said, being a position trader and understanding the perspective of a trader in general. Understanding technical analysis is very powerful. A lot of people overlook technical analysis and they just try to jump straight into becoming investors. I think that you should do it vice versa, because technical analysis would make you a better investor and position you to be a long-term investor when you know what you're looking at. So that way you can look at the weekly support, the weekly resistance, and know what's going to go on. You see, a lot of people, they're panicking because they're looking at the market from a quarterly perspective. They're looking at the market from a day trade perspective, and they're scalping really in their positions quarter by quarter. And then they get upset at the volatility as of what's happening. Whereas the reason the market's doing what it's doing right now is because of the smart money controlling the direction of the overall bias. Like, for example, NAS 100. NAS 100 on the weekly sentiment, you can see the institutional supply is a lot of smart money is currently shorting the NASDAQ. Just as well with the other tech stocks, they're following along a lot what Apple is doing, a lot what Tesla is doing. You saw Apple hit 165 today. You saw Tesla hit 190, and it's headed for 700 on the weekly time frame. So when you think to yourself just to look at ahead of time what's going to happen just by looking at the technical analysis of things, then you can see what's bound to happen and be prepared for it position-wise, knowing when to enter before it happens, instead of waiting on the fundamentals of things. We don't care about that because price action is just showing you exactly how to react to the market. It doesn't matter what time frame you're on. It matters what position you're in. So that right there completely defeats any of the minutia between what happened with this stock, what happened with this news event, who spoke here, we don't care about that. All we care about is if the market's moving, and the fundamentals just helps us make faster or slower money, depending on support of what we see in the market. It's just helping us push price in our direction or against it. If you know how to trade, you can beat all of the bullshit that's happening in between. It doesn't matter what Omicron does. If you notice, every time there's a major COVID event, it just is almost like an excuse for the market to short. That's all you need to really think about. If you really want to just know everything about what's going on in anything at all, universally, understanding technical analysis helps you be a universal investor or trader on any asset class, on any stock, on any commodity or industry in the world. And when you know what you're looking at, then you can trade everything and be a better investor in every aspect. That's all I have to say.
Drops might.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much for that contribution there, Kazi. And Crystal, welcome to the stage. What's your contribution today?
Crystal's a beast.
I'm not sure what's the topic of the room. I'm sorry. I was just caught up on Facebook.
We're just talking about the market today, this week, your overall sentiments analysis.
Oh, I am overall bearish on the market. Just looking at the indexes, I checked the SPY, like you said, on the weekly. It's showing us a bearish sign. We got the death cross on the MACD on the weeklies as well. I don't believe that we're going to get under the 440 range, probably 444 when it comes to the SPY. But other than that, I'm bearish right now.
All right. Thank you so very much for your contribution. There, Crystal. Yeah, we definitely see the MACD cross here on the SPY. You had we had a cross up, and now we had a MACD cross down, right? And so again, we may see some choppiness, but again, there are support levels here. But team, it doesn't mean anything. There's no rule that says we can't have a crash or correction during Christmas. That's not a hard and fast rule. Just because it's never happened doesn't mean that it can't happen. Isn't that right, Mr. Tony?
Oh, that was very true. Whatever can, will, and at the worst possible time. Remember that.
Man, I absolutely. Again, I study from Mark Douglas and Brett Steenberger, and again, with that trading psychology at your back, it'll keep you out of a lot of trouble. Again, full disclosure, team, we're sitting in a lot of cash, right? And so I can't say exactly that we're at a knife's edge right here on the market. Again, we're looking here at the SPY. We did break, on the weekly time frame, we are at a weekly support level again between 445 and 450 is where I am looking for support on SPY from the weekly time frame. Again, sitting next to that weekly 21, I see an obligatory bounce that is on the way, and will probably be here soon, probably within the next week or two, but it doesn't exactly have to happen that way, okay? We could get a bounce, and we could just bounce just to make a huge bear flag and head back down again. We've been in a short setup for days now, right, in SPY. Let me just a quick look at the Qs. I haven't actually taken a microscope of the Qs. See, Qs were made a high here and into a short. We break out of the long setup here to make another bear flag. So it's real sloppy here on Qs. Again, y'all folks don't want to hear me sing again, okay? But this looks crazy right now. Let me see. Is that head and shoulders? That's a head and shoulders break on the Qs, right? But again, right? The markets are sophisticated. I'm sure there are AI out there that is programmed with pattern recognition, right? So for new traders, you see this head and shoulders break, and it's not quite there yet. If we assume the shoulder started here at 386, right? We would need to be under here. Let me see where the volume ledges are at. Again, team, I know that I haven't taught volume ledgers for all the Brooklyn traders out there. Again, this is just another skill. That's why you got to keep subscribed, right? You gotta stay so you can learn all the juice. You can't learn all the sauce all at once, right? But yeah, we could coast all the way down to the low 380s here on the Qs, right? And so on the daily time frame, we're sitting just under the 34 on the daily. And again, we could coast all the way down to 380, 382 on the Qs, right? So definitely not out of the woods yet. I mean, the fact that you had Jay Powell come through and say, hey, okay, y'all on your own. I mean, think about it, right? And like, think about the craziness that happened in 1 week. And you really got to sit back and you really got to look at it, right? Look at this. So Jay Powell, who's been like, oh, transitory, right? Now he's saying entrenched. What are we talking about? Folks, we're talking about inflation, right? And that's really like a slap in the face. My man has been saying transitory for over, like I don't even know how long. And now he's just saying entrenched. I think he tried to walk it back today a little bit during the congressional hearing or whatever. But, man, you had that happen this week, right? You had Jay Powell basically admitting that we have some substantial inflation that's going to stay here. But you already knew that. I already told y'all about the chicken wing index, right? Y'all know about the chicken wing index? Man, let me tell you about the chicken wing index. Folks, 15 pieces of chicken, raw uncooked chicken, usually about $10. Man, that same packet of chicken right now, $22. If you go to the Chinese store right now, again, $5.25. Again, I don't eat pork fried rice anymore, but the pork fried rice with the chicken wing, that used to be $5.25. Then they jacked it up to $6. Then they jacked it up to $7. And now, pork fried rice, chicken wing, that's almost $9 in some neighborhoods, $8.25. I know some folk out there thinking, man, this is crazy, but this is Brooklyn Traders, y'all. We're going to keep it real with you. The chicken wing index has gone through the roof. So we knew that inflation was here. We told you about that already, right? So nobody should be surprised about that, okay? So, number one, yeah, Jay Powell talking about, again, inflation is here, right? That's number one. Number two, you have this COVID variant that popped out of nowhere. And number three, Jay Powell, old head, come out and say that he's going to, taper. Now he's going to talk about, we're going to speed up the taper. So we got inflation. You ain't going to help us with no more buy the dip dollars. And we got Omicron. So that's a triple negative, man. And you got some head and shoulders set up here on the daily time frame. You got the weekly time frame looking crazy. So, folks, technically speaking,
don't forget the global aspect, Charles. There's a lot of globally going on.
Got shutdowns. Go ahead, Charlene. Go ahead.
And don't forget the debt ceiling.
Exactly.
There's a whole lot of
Janet Yellen, who speaks every single day, she got something to say. If you guys are making sure you follow the right people, listen to Janet Yellen. Listen, there's a lot of contradictory stuff going on economically when it comes to the U.S., but there's also a lot of stuff going on globally that affects the U.S. market, like by a lot, guys. So Apple going up, that's thanks to China, not the United States of America. Right? There's a lot. So if it wasn't for China, Apple would have been, the market would have dropped way more than what it did if it wasn't for China holding Apple up. So there's a lot of stuff you guys have to pay attention to, not just here economically, not just Jay Powell, but there are people you need to follow. Twitter, I don't like Twitter like that, but I make sure I follow certain people. The White House is one. Definitely one. Walter Bloomberg is another. There's a lot of people you need to just keep up with the Joneses when it comes to what's going on around us. It's bigger than Omicron. I don't even think that one case is the reason why the market is dipping. They're just using it as the reason why. There's a lot of stuff going on globally and economically that we need to start paying attention to. I love technical analysis, but we got to start digging deeper, because what makes these charts is what's going on around us.
All right. And Charlene, again, thank you for your contribution. Megan, Jess, Crystal, Kazi, Teef, Mr. Tony, Dr. Ross, the boss, and Sabrina, the troublemaker from Brooklyn. From Cali. From Cali to Brooklyn to Miami. You in all the hot spots. Team, we've been going.
And the UK and somewhere in between.
Oh, you know what? Originally from the UK. Oh, dang. You global. We going to call you Sabrina Global. Okay? Or we just call you, I don't know. We got to think of something nice. But, team, we got to wrap it up here.
Worldwide Sabrina.
Well, but we already got Worldwide Jess. You know, we can't be biting off of folks.
The T word. We know this.
Man. So, folks, family, again, you had your analysis there. Again, appreciate everybody for coming through. We're actually going to wrap it up here, not because I'm getting tired, but I do see that Mark Andreessen is talking with the CEO of Citadel on the other channel. So I want to tap in there and see what this dude has to say. I'm sure he's got some big Wall Street bets energy. Team, I really do appreciate everybody being here. Moderators, does anybody have any contributions before we take off right here? Anybody?
Just proceed with caution, guys. Make sure you listen to everything that we've said. Be careful out there. You don't want to get clapped, like Charles would say.
Anybody else?
Follow what the smart money is doing in the market. Follow what the institutions are doing in the market. Don't get fucked up by trying to follow what retail traders are doing.
Language, Kazi. Well, language. We got kids watching. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Amen. Don't forget this is live on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm
don't like that word.
I'm brand new here, so my fault to the kids to watch it. But overall, just, smart money concepts. Follow what the bank's doing. You'll make money. You'll win 90% of the time. Don't follow what retail traders are doing because they're following what the news is, and the news can be manipulated. Just try to get above and beyond what the majority is doing. Follow the road less traveled, and you'll be a lot less successful, a lot more successful in trading and investing. That's all.
I'll jump in with the enrolled agent side of me. Is just thinking as year end is coming up, make sure that you're doing everything proactively that you can with your tax return. It's not just what we make in the market, it's also what we save on our taxes. So do all the things that you can be doing proactively before year end, before time runs out. So make sure you check that, and I hope y'all have a great night.
All right. Team, again, I appreciate everybody. I want to thank you, and take care. Good show, everybody. Take care. See you Friday.
They get like this